Okay, we are rolling. Personal disclaimer, things discussed in this show may not be suitable for those under the age of 17. That being said, I am Ronnie, and this is Dylan's brainchild, What If Wednesdays. Today's topic for discussion is the apocalypse. We're not talking about the zombie apocalypse, we're just talking about a regular apocalypse. Society as we know it shuts down. And we're just going to discuss multiple things, like survival scenarios and, would you be able to do certain things. So without giving away too much, let's just jump right into it. So Dylan, how would you attempt to survive in an apocalypse?
Best way is to sustain yourself.
Exactly.
Going out there, there's people. If there's anything scarier than zombies, there's rational people with guns.
Damn straight.
Zombies can walk towards you, but a bullet travels a little faster.
Yes.
So, our setup right here, we're out in the middle of the country, so I'm going to put a garden somewhere.
Okay. What about water?
There was a pond back there, but they dug it up for a new road. Yeah.
So still a pond. You don't want stagnant water.
No, it's drained.
Oh.
It's dirt.
Well, still, even if it was a pond, you wouldn't want to go from that. You don't want stagnant water.
We have the Ohio River, but you have to go through a town to get to it.
Yeah, so that's a mission.
And it's a town that probably wouldn't be stable. Just a bunch of rebel people not knowing what's going on.
I'd watch that show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Man in the country, apocalypse, trying to survive.
They're all fat too.
Well, obviously, well, not obviously, but what I would do right off the bat is, like, as soon as I know the apocalypse is going on, you want to get away from everybody. You want to try and get to isolation. Maybe get a small group of people with you because, strength in numbers.
You want to find people that you know.
It is still, more mouths to feed and things like that, but, you want to have, like, a group. And you want to go, you want to try to go somewhere to get supplies, but you want to try and stay away from places that everybody's going to go because you don't want to get caught in something or get captured by somebody.
I would say if you're going to go, you want to go in numbers and you want to have the weaponry to get out.
Yes.
Get in and get out. It may sound like a terrible thing to say, but you're going to have to take somebody out.
You think you'd be able to do it in an apocalypse? You think you'd be able to kill somebody?
I've actually heard that when you pull the trigger, it changes your life. So, I don't know, it kind of worries me.
Oh, yeah. Well, you'd have to throw all morals away.
I think when it gets to a point...
to survive.
I think when it gets to a point, morals are automatically thrown out.
Yes, absolutely. You will not survive if you try to maintain morals in a situation
if you think,
like the apocalypse.
If you think back to, Middle Ages and whatnot, people were crazy then. They did crazy stuff.
Oh, my God.
And you think, oh, we're not like that anymore. It actually turns out, I was watching something, we're exactly like that. But with the society we live in, we don't have to go to our ravenous, destructive ways.
Yeah, I guess all that stuff could be human nature, but some of the stuff they did is really fucked up.
And as soon as chaos hits, people will do anything to survive.
Absolutely. Like, you think about it, like, if, your life is put on the line, like, everything else doesn't matter anymore. It's all about surviving. And some people who are truly good at heart, that can truly, give themselves up for something, that could change. They could, be able to give their life for something else, but most people are going to turn the other way around, where they will give up anything if they can stay alive.
And I was also watching something. It said that, you know how they say people will eat anything? Like, I've heard that people will eat anything to, like, survive. If you get so hungry, you'll eat a cockroach.
Right.
It's actually not true.
Really?
Yeah, and there gets to a point where, like, you're really hungry, but you can't do it because you've programmed yourself not to be able to eat something like that, and it's just too gross for you. You basically have to tell yourself that you're going to have to do this to live and get past all your little fears.
Would you become a cannibal? If you had to? Would you become a cannibal in the apocalypse?
I'd steal an arm.
And if you were a cannibal, would it get to the point where you're looking at your own body parts? Just like, how badly do I need this? How badly do I need my left arm?
Honestly, I don't think I want to survive to cannibalism. I don't know if I would kill myself. That's stressing too. I would just, I don't know, start something and let somebody else kill me.
Just fucking bust into a camp.
Like, what's up? Oh, fuck.
Find a cannibal camp.
Food! Yeah. It's like, I'm here for you. And then you also have to think, if you're in a small town, is your small town banding together and going to have their little area?
That's a good point. That is a very good point.
Because that's a major. And
if a town does pull together to, like, you know, try and create these little sustaining economies, what kind of economy would you be, or what kind of society would you be, like, going into? Would you be going into one that's good, that's trying to look out for the good of the people, that's pulling together to, you know, or are you going to be a soldier? Are you going to be cannon fodder so that someone else can get shit and survive?
Basically, the town will have to, like, narrow it down to, like, if it was a disease that caused this apocalypse, the town would basically have to just quarantine itself and say, no one in, no one out, we're staying here. Anybody that comes in, you're gone. You can't come in.
Wow. Yeah, that'd be pretty hardcore.
Yeah, because, I mean, you're setting up roadblocks. The people that were in there stay. The people that want in, would you let someone that has this virus that's going to kill you into your house with all your kids?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I don't have kids, but I see what you mean. I see what you mean, yeah.
If you had a family.
Right, no, fuck that. They're not getting in my house.
Yeah, no.
Like, even if I don't know them, and there's a chance that they could carry it, they're not, like, you can't take risks like that.
You also have to think that if it's like a mayor or the person that's running over this town that cares about this town that much, then they wouldn't let anybody in.
Exactly.
And if they didn't care and they didn't know how to run it, then it would just be anarchy and chaos, so there's no point even going in there.
Yeah.
It's all about how much the people want to come together. And I guess in the ways that when people come together, people can actually come together and stuff like that, but they can also, as we've talked about, kill each other.
One of the other things that you have to look out for is the fact that, like, we live in kind of a rural, you know, country, sort of, you know, like a small county.
Yeah, Western Kentucky.
Exactly. And there are big cities near us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe not huge cities, but we have big cities that are like Henderson and Evansville and things like that.
They're in the 500,000 population range.
Exactly. And they don't have a lot of country around them. If everything goes down, they have no reason to stay there because they don't have anything to live off of.
They're going to be fanning off in the rural area all around.
They're going to be fanning off, and I think most of the people from Evansville and Henderson are going to come towards us.
They know that we are a big crop.
Exactly. I say we take out the bridge.
Oh, yeah. We
immediately take out that fucking bridge.
I think that our counties around us, Webster, Henderson, and Union, just band together, get as much team as they can, and blow that motherfucker up.
Dude, I don't care if we have to go at it with pickaxes. Like, we take down that bridge. We let that river separate us from that big
If
city.
there were people coming across the bridge and you saw women and children, and then you could press that button to drop that bridge and make them stop. You got to remember, when they reach to you, they're just going to keep on coming. So you just have to make the decision to beep, blow that bitch up.
Ooh.
And
if I saw one of those kids sneeze, if we're going back to the disease thing, one of those kids sneezes, I'm pushing that fucking button.
I would just close my eyes.
I don't care. Yeah. I don't see anything, and bam, no more bridge. Wow. Yeah. Well, like I mentioned, this show is Dylan's idea. I am going to keep doing it. We will have episodes where he's not here, but every time in the intro, I will say Dylan Floyd's brainchild, because credit goes where credit deserves to go. Right? Does that make sense?
I'm glad you understand that.
Exactly.
And just remember, there's so many what-ifs out there.
There are. Man. That's a pretty good tagline. We might use that at the end of the show. Well, obviously, not behind the camera. I have no idea how long this has been going on. Tune in Wednesdays for new episodes. And this can go on for a while because there's so many what-ifs out there. I'll figure out a better way to work that into the intro, or the outro. But I bid you adieu, and peace.